Hello and welcome to this video. My name is ActiqueRS and today I want to talk about sharing items when you are doing PVM, because I think the system we have at the moment is completely flawed and we should just scrap it and start over and make a system that makes more sense. And I will explain to you why this sucks so much. So at the moment we have coin share and loot share, and what loot share does is that it gives an item to a player in the party and nobody gets anything else, I believe. And what coin share does is that it makes shards and gives the shards evenly to the players, and those items that don't turn into shards are just shared through the loot share system. And the loot share system has something called loot potential, and this is your personal potential. So if you have gained a big value loot to yourself, then your loot potential is negative and you have a smaller chance, or I think close to a zero chance, to get a loot at all when you are doing the loot share or the coin share even in a party, because also the small drops in coin share system is shared with the loot potential. And currently there is a way to exploit the system, is that if you haven't received drops for a very long time, or for example if you go as a trio to Galfight King and then some of your people gets the Drygor Mace, then the other two that didn't get the Drygor Mace, they will have positive potential now, and when they go with some other group they still have the positive potential, and they can kind of go to a mass for example and have much bigger chance to gain the drop from the Galfight King. And nobody actually knows exactly, except maybe some special people that really do a lot of PVM. But basically nobody knows how the loot potential actually works exactly. So sometimes when you go with some people to Galfight King, for example, some new people, you go there as a trio, then somebody might be using the loot potential thing and they have a lot of loot potential. So when you get the Drygor Mace, then this guy that has a lot of potential to get the mace, they will get it as a drop and you will get nothing if this guy doesn't wanna share. And I think it's completely stupid and it's very unfair that the system isn't just simple and somebody has a bigger chance to gain the drop than the other player. Because I believe that this system was kind of implemented for those people that are doing the same group all over and over again, and then it shares the items for those people equally, because they kind of stay in the same group, so they always lose potential when they get the drop and then they gain potential when they don't get the drop. But the guys who do PVM as a group always, and they use always the same group, they don't need any sharing system, because they can trust each other, and that's the important thing. They can trust each other for the drops, so they don't need some system that equals out that everybody gets the exact same amount of money over time. And it also ruins it for all the rest of us who don't actually use the same group over and over and over again. A much better system would be a system that doesn't have any hidden loot potential behind some people that didn't get dropped for a very long time, but a system that has just simple randomness. So there could be three modes to the random sharing. So first is just completely random, and it just shows what drop did you get and who got the drop, but the person who gets the drop would be just completely random, so that it would be very fair for everybody that's taking part to the PVM. Second option to my random system would be replacing what's loot share at the moment, and it would just share the loot completely randomly to one person if the loot is something that cannot be split. But if you have a loot, for example 5 dorsal seeds, and you have 5 players, then everybody would get 1 seed, so it would be splitting all the small loots to everybody. But if you get the big drop, it wouldn't make it into shards because you chose to choose this mode of my random system. And then there would be the third mode that would just share all the small loots, just like I said in the second system, but it would also turn the big items into shards. So these three systems would completely replace what we have at the moment, and they're pretty close to what we have at the moment, but it's just removing the loot potential thing, because the loot potential is turning the loot sharing just very unfair to people. Because if you haven't received a drop for a very long time, then you have so much greater chance to get the loot. For example, I was with my friends at Galfight King, and one of my friends kept getting all the drops every single time from Calfight King because he had some kind of negative potential. So now the game is trying to reward him because he didn't get drops before, but he wasn't bossing with us before, so it's unfair to us that he was getting all the drops all the time. But of course, in situations like that, you can just simply share it normally right after you get the drop, and you can share it with players. But it would be much better if we would just have a simple system that would share the loot for us. And as somebody who played another MMORPG video game that had a real random system in the party looting, I just find it completely ridiculous that we have a system that somehow rewards those people that didn't get drop for a long time. I don't care. When I go with random people, I want it as a random drop, and I want everybody to have an equal chance to gain the drop that participated in the kill. But what do you think about my idea about changing the sharing system? Because I think just having something else than complete randomness is stupid and doesn't make any sense to anybody at all. I don't like these systems at the moment because it's just unfair to people that just change the group all the time, because it rewards people that are maybe just abusing the system, and it doesn't share it fairly, it doesn't share it with randomness, and randomness is fair for everybody. So yeah, what do you think? Leave some comments, and if you like this video, please leave it a like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you guys next time.